Greetings to everyone from the sunny city of Mersin. I would like to get to know you a little, so please tell me who has personally been to this city? Who has been there? Oh, I have so much work to do. Right now there will be a video about it. And who has heard of it? At least heard of it? If you've heard of it, well done. It means my efforts aren't in vain after all. Has the video already played? Let's start with the video so everyone understands. A 2-minute visualization, what kind of city it is, because I could talk about it for a long time and with great enthusiasm. With sound, without sound, it doesn't matter. Let's go. A short montage about Mersin. Mersin is the Mediterranean Sea. Naturally, it's Turkey. This is our seafront promenade, 16 kilometers long. A very beautiful area. This is a place where we have summer for 9 months of the year. Not scorching heat, but very pleasant and comfortable, with all the infrastructure for both vacation and permanent living. A new airport opened here literally a year and a half ago. There are direct flights to Moscow and to many other cities as well. Germany, 6 German cities have flights coming here. The Polish have really come to love our region. There are direct flights from Amsterdam. We hope that new destinations will open in the near future. These are sandy beaches. This is the citrus capital of Turkey. This is a city with a large student population as well. We have Mersin University, which is among the 6th largest in Turkey, with 50,000 students enrolled. There are many historical landmarks here. Mersin is a safe zone for earthquakes. And since land is expensive, most of our buildings are high-rises. By the way, this is one of the symbols of Mersin, the Maiden's Castle in Kiskalesi. There are many places where you can relax, sightsee and enjoy nature, waterfalls, lakes, rivers and historical landmarks. There are a lot of such places in Mersin. There are also plenty of places to hang out, great restaurants, and Russian speakers are opening wonderful restaurants and entertainment centers here, and so on. You won't be bored here no matter your age or the time of year. Mersin is open and waiting for you. Discover it for yourself and you'll see that it's a wonderful place, often compared to Miami. The promenade there is very similar. This is the Temple of the Virgin Mary, one of the first fortresses of Christian churches. And there are many energetic, powerful and beautiful places. That's why I recommend visiting it. Thank you for watching. Let's get to the topic of our debate. All right, great. Now we'll figure it out. So I'll tell you about the topic. Is Mersin just a cheap summer house by the sea, or is it an underrated market? What's wrong with Mersin, or what's right with it? Why are the prices like that, and what are they made up of? Myths, reality and prospects for 2026. So I'll answer your questions. Why do prices start from 33,000 euros? Basically, what makes up real estate prices? Who buys and who rents real estate in Mersin? And is it worth it for investors to invest there? I'll tell you a little bit about myself, who the speaker is. My name is Alexandra Sokolova. I am the director, co-founder and owner of the real estate agency Mersin. Since 2009, I have been working in the Mersin real estate market, that is for 17 years. I am a licensed realtor. Our activities are licensed. I am the recipient of the YouTube Silver Play button. If you manage to get past the VPN, you can find me there. Right now, I already have 126,000 subscribers there. I invest myself and I sell myself. And of course, we earn the most from investments. And by the way, I am the mother of 3 daughters and 1 son-in-law. A little bit about Mersin, briefly. This is what it looks like with all its colors. These are very beautiful places. Visit our YouTube channel, visit our website. We have a lot of information about Mersin, including that. I want to emphasize that you can talk about Mersin for a very long time and everything about it will be delightful. So let's get down to business. You make money on real estate not when you sell, but when you buy. In my 17 years of observation, I always ask, why are you buying? For what purpose? It's not just because you have money, you are pursuing some goal. And why are you selling? I also need to understand why people are selling. What do people, my sellers, answer? the children have grown up. Usually this cycle comes around every 7 to 10 years. Whenever you buy, you will most likely end up selling that property. So people sell because their children have grown up. They've gotten older, meaning they can no longer live alone, far from their children. This happens after 7 to 15 years. They've made a profit. That's how I work with investors. And usually we exit the deal in about 2 to 4 years. And my investors make money. Let me emphasize that right now is a very good time to earn money. I've had a lot more clients lately. Their job position didn't allow it, so they couldn't leave the country, or they moved on to a new, higher quantum level of quality. During this time, people enjoyed the sea. Children grew up in a healthy climate, swam in the sea, swam in pools, socialized, sunbathed, ate delicious fruit, and all of this was inexpensive for them. They had a sense of home. It's very important to have a sense of home, a place you're drawn to, where your friends are, where your things are, where you feel comfortable. A home doesn't necessarily have to be just one place. Many of you have both apartments and a dacha, and you love both equally. Let this be a dacha on the Mediterranean coast. You raised healthy children. When I was raising my eldest daughter, we had to change her swimsuit every week because it would get worn out at the water parks from all the washing. Believe me, the girls have grown up, 3 daughters. Mine have grown up strong, healthy, and resilient. About old age. I don't have the opportunity to sunbathe and swim much because I work there, but I truly admire the people who live in Mersin on their retirement. They are beautiful tanned, walking around, swimming in the sea with me already in the morning. Yes, I have to swim in the sea and be back home by 9 o'clock. But they spend the whole day outside walking with their canes. They have their own gatherings, their own life. Believe me, there is plenty to do there. And this life is very comfortable and it's more accessible than you might think. And the people who are selling can no longer stay there because they rested well at the right time and in the right way. They had the opportunity to pause, to rethink their lives, and in this way became successful in their careers and businesses. You don't need much to be happy, especially if it's Mersin. Now, about real estate prices. Studio apartments, new, ready, built and finished, of course. You can buy one in Mersin for 33,000 euros in rubles. That's about 3 million rubles. Let me emphasize, for 3 million rubles, a new ready-to-move-in apartment by the sea. A wonderful summer house that you can rent out in your free time. A one-bedroom apartment of about 50 square meters will cost from 40,000 euros. That's just under 4 million rubles. And with 2 bedrooms, usually that also means 2 bathrooms, 70 square meters from 60,000 euros. Let me tell you what makes up the cost of real estate in Mersin, and probably how it should be calculated everywhere in the world. So, it's the land on which the property is built. Just so you understand, in Turkey, the cost of land makes up 50% of the property's price. Because when you register ownership, whether you're Turkish or a foreigner, you receive a share of the land under the building. That means your ownership certificate will specify exactly what share of the land belongs to you. This means that at any time, the residents of this complex can hire another construction company and build an even grander complex. In Russia, as far as I know, you don't get land ownership rights with an apartment construction. What is it made of? It's monolithic. It's good and earthquake resistant, especially since Mersin is an earthquake safe zone. And we use BIMS bricks here. Cappadocia is 3 hours away from us. And there are many factories there that produce bricks from volcanic tuff, which is what Cappadocia itself is built from. It's lightweight, porous, breathable, hard and strong. It's a material that doesn't weigh down the structure. Finishing. All apartments in Turkey, of course, are sold with finishing. What does that mean? It means a kitchen set, most often with a stone countertop, a backsplash, a sink and a faucet. This naturally includes interior doors, laminate flooring, tiles in wet areas, the bathroom is fully tiled, a wall-hung toilet with a bidet function, a towel warmer, a shower cabin, cabinets and mirrors. Except for a toilet brush, everything is there. If it's, say, a bedroom, there are often built-in wardrobes, wiring for air conditioners and radiators, By the way, Mersin is also a gasified area. Many districts are gasified, and there are several districts that are planned to be gasified in the future. Engineering and infrastructure. Most often, the standard set of real estate features in Mersin includes gated areas and free open parking lots. There is a generator for uninterrupted electricity supply. These are barbecue areas, children's playgrounds, and swimming pools. This is the basic set called the minimum package. There are also options with a water park, a hammam, a sauna, indoor pools, and so on. Design and financing. You should also know an important thing about financing. There are no loans for foreigners in Turkey. It's not that easy for Turks to get one either. That's why most often developers offer installment plans, but only for the construction period. I have an offer for up to 2 years of interest-free installments, of course. And developers build with their own money. So there is no bubble here, no artificially inflated prices. In other words, these are all real costs. Of course, developers do make a profit. No one is Santa Claus. Developers build in order to sell it at a profit. And there's marketing. Marketing includes promoting the region, the complex, and specific real estate properties. A bit more about marketing. Mersin is an underpromoted place. None of you here raised your hand to say that you've been to Mersin. So both the region and Turkey as a whole still need to invest a lot in developing this place. Fortunately or unfortunately, the fact is that we don't have hotels like the ones you're used to seeing in Turkey, but because of this, we don't have competition. Apartments for rent are rented out very well and at high prices. I will come back to this point. The area is mainly focused on domestic tourism and permanent residents. We have a lot of people coming from other regions of Turkey who love, know, and vacation in Mersin because we have a mild climate and beautiful beaches. As I already mentioned about hotels, we have no competition. The airport has opened and there are plans to launch 16 new international routes to our airport. In the past, we used to have very few foreign buyers visiting us. But recently, especially during this past winter season, I can definitely say that Europe is now leading the way in making purchases here. Real estate in Mersin. Most often people from Germany, Poland, and the Baltic states have started buying here, meaning they make up the majority of buyers. And Turks from other regions have also started considering Mersin as a place for investment. And I can say that as of today, I see that the selling price is very close to the construction cost. From my 17 years of observation, I see that the current purchase price is very favorable. Who is buying and who is renting? There is a myth that there are no tourists. If you don't know about it, that doesn't mean no one is there. On the contrary, our Turkish market is huge. There are 85 million Turks living here, and they also need places to live and relax. Unfortunately, 60% of Turkey's population lives in rented housing. Again, this is due to the lack of or difficulty in obtaining mortgages. That's why they rent both short-term and long-term very actively. It's a major university and commercial center. We have a university, actually there are 4 universities in Mersin, and one of them has 50,000 students. And we also have a major logistics port. The demand for long-term rentals is very high. And usually our tenants pay for the entire year in advance. So we have what you might call a gentleman's rate. The price is quoted immediately for the whole year. No one goes around chasing tenants for money. Monthly payments are not the norm. During the summer season, the prices are very good. Very good for the owner, meaning they are quite pleased with them. And usually people rent for 1 to 3 months. And in the summer, it's a problem to find a vacant apartment for rent. Who is buying? Foreigners are buying. Those who want to purchase an apartment by the sea or buy in Turkey at prices lower than the usual popular destinations compared to Antalya, Alanya, and Istanbul. And by the way, Mersin leads in the amount of investment it attracts. Investors who are looking for a market at the growth stage, Mersin is about a good entry point. And the Turkish middle class who consider Turkey, specifically Mersin, as a permanent place of residence or as a vacation spot. Both students and families from other regions rent here, as well as people who do business in Mersin. What is the outlook for 2006? We see that there are three important factors for the development of the region. These are the opening of new destinations. Chukurova, as I already mentioned, the opening of the new Mersin-Antalya highway. Erdogan stated that soon we will see this with our own eyes. It is happening right on our streets. The construction of the highway, we can clearly see this. We see this progress. Right now it takes 8 hours to drive to Antalya, but in the future it will be 4 hours. That is, a large number of tunnels and roads without traffic lights will be opened. A metro is being built in Mersin, just like in any decent large city. It will be both above ground and underground, which will help people get around the city more easily. The city is large and stretches along the sea. Let's move on to specific offers, what you can buy and for how much. This is the Koka Hasanlu district. It's my favorite area in terms of excellent beaches and great campgrounds. We love going there with the kids and camping in tents, even though we have an apartment right on the seafront on the first line to the sea. Here we have studio apartments starting from 33,000 euros. The building is completed, people are living there, and all the infrastructure is in place and functioning. There is also a swimming pool, children's sports grounds, barbecue areas, and a small number of good apartments with nice views still available. These are what the beaches look like. And the photo was actually taken in December. November is still a time when you can swim with the kids here. December is already more for enthusiasts. All the infrastructure for year-round living is nearby. There's a market on Tuesdays, supermarkets, pharmacies, and good transport accessibility. Everything you need for a comfortable stay. I want to emphasize that all of this is present here. The layouts are excellent. This apartment, for example, has a wonderful direct view of the sea with large room sizes and spacious bathrooms. My favorite layout is a studio apartment with a separate walk-in closet, with zoned spaces for the bedroom area and the kitchen area. The apartment is 45 square meters gross. Another successful layout features its own entryway. A large bathroom, a balcony with a sea view, and a spacious living room of 21 square meters. These are the kinds of views you get from the apartments. Nothing obstructs the view, meaning everything around is already built up with low-rise buildings. I want to emphasize that there are options available on higher floors. The views look like this, of the mountains and the sea. This is an apartment with a walk-in closet and this kind of view. These are the kinds of terraces you get, with views of both the sea and the mountains from a single terrace. And this is how the gentleman's set apartment is delivered. A kitchen set with a stone countertop. There is our walk-in closet and the entrance to the bathroom. This is a room with designated zones. There's even a radiator, despite the fact that the area is only planned to be connected to gas in the future. In other words, it's in a move-in ready condition. Just bring your furniture and live. Let me remind you, this offer was for 33,000 euros. In this same area, there are one-bedroom apartments ranging from 44,000 to 48,000 euros. The complex is at the final stage of construction. This is how it's supposed to look, and this is how it looks right now. Thankfully, there is a resemblance, and also with all the infrastructure for quality leisure, including a swimming pool, a hammam, a sauna, barbecue areas, as well as children's and sports playgrounds. With this kind of layout, which is most commonly found in Mersin, so here we have two balconies, a large bedroom of 11.5 square meters, a living room of 18.5 square meters, and a bathroom that's almost 5 square meters. The apartment is very convenient both for relaxation and for yourself and for renting out. With these kinds of views, meaning you can look in one direction. We have views of the pools and the sea, and in the other direction there's also a wonderful view of the gardens and the sea. Right now I want to emphasize that construction is not yet finished. Currently the apartments look like this. Kitchen units will also be installed here, and of course all the bathroom fixtures will be in place. The project is located in the gasified Tej district, which is lively all year round. There are two bazaars on Wednesdays and on Tuesdays, on Wednesdays and on Saturdays. city transport, a school, basically everything you need for both vacation and permanent living. Here too the prices are attractive, from 44 to 47,000 euros. The complex will be completed this summer and it's just 500 meters from the beach. The complex features a hammam, sauna, swimming pools, children's and sports playgrounds. Everything on the premises is already finished. All that's left is to complete the finishing work inside the apartments. This is the actual view of the grounds right now. This is what the apartment layout looks like. A 56 square meter apartment with large bedrooms, spacious bathrooms and a balcony. The views from the apartments, there are several options on different floors, offer a wonderful panorama of citrus gardens, the sea and the complex grounds. This is what the apartments look like today. The kitchen units are already installed. There is a hallway closet, an intercom and radiators. All that's left is to hang a mirror. In other words, the bathrooms are already fully finished from every angle. There is a beautiful view of the mountains. Let me remind you that you can buy such beauty for 44 to 47,000 euros, which is 4 to 4.5 million Russian rubles. And here's another project I'd like to present to you, located in the Arpach Bakshish area. This is our resort zone. Beautiful sandy beaches, a long pedestrian promenade and illuminated bike paths. Here we also have excellent apartment options ranging from 43 to 48,000 euros. They will be available as early as May this year. You will receive the keys to apartments with a swimming pool, children's sports playgrounds, a gated area and parking. Everything included, just as it should be in a gentleman's set. These are the kinds of views you get, either of the complex grounds, the gardens or the mountains. The apartment layouts here will please you most of all because there are apartments with an area of 73 square meters, gross area. Please note the net area, as you understand, is 54 square meters. The kitchen living room is 22.5 square meters. The bedroom is 12.5 square meters. There are two large balconies, one is 6 square meters and the other is 3.5. The entryway is 5 square meters. The bathroom is 4.5 square meters. A decent apartment for this price, and on top of that with excellent finishing. And in this same building for the same price, there is also an apartment like this, 65.5 square meters. An excellent summer house for a small price with a great layout and convenient for family living. Right now, this is what it looks like. A lot has already been completed. Only the baseboards are left to do and a few minor things. By the way, the kitchen sets have also already been installed. Take a look at how large the bathrooms are, the spacious kitchen, and the dining island that separates the kitchen area from the living room. Why is it worth considering Mersin right now? I want to emphasize that I have been observing the real estate market in Mersin for many years. And today I see that the prices are very good. Just last week I bought an apartment for myself, which I consider an investment. I will sell it in at most 6 months with a profit of at least 20 to 30%. Because I can see the current trends. Affordable options are starting to run out here. And there is more interest from both Turks and foreigners. The situation in Russia has gotten worse, probably because people can't watch YouTube or Instagram, but we can't advertise to the Russian market for obvious reasons. That's why awareness among Russian citizens has decreased, and as a result, they are buying less. But believe me, just because you don't know about it doesn't mean the market isn't active. The market has become active now. For many years, we got used to January being a month when we rest, but on January 3rd this year, we were already working, we had clients, and we were processing property transactions. So right now, it's very active. This season, all our apartments were rented out during the winter. I want to emphasize that I handle full cycle property management. That means I take care of renting out apartments, subsequent resale of apartments, and furnishing the apartment with furniture and appliances. Anything you need help with. Plumbers, electricians, cleaners, installation and so on. Touch-ups, painting, repairs, we can help with all of that. We have wholesale suppliers for all of this and they share their discounts with us for you. That's why we deliver everything quickly, beautifully, and at a lower price. And I want to emphasize that Mersin is no longer in the state where nobody knew about it. You can imagine how hard it was for me to advertise Mersin back in 2009 to 2010. Now, despite all my efforts, nevertheless, there are still many people who haven't seen it yet, who don't know about it. I recommend that you spend the May holidays visiting Mersin. Right now, it's already 20 degrees here. Officially, the season starts at the end of April. You'll be able to sunbathe perfectly. Well, swimming might not be for too long, just a quick refreshing dip. For us, yes, for us. Tourists actually swim almost all year round. For us, it will feel a little bit chilly. But believe me, these sun loungers and umbrellas will already be set up along the sea. There will be a great atmosphere, and you can really feel it. We will show you the region, introduce you to Mersin, and show you the real estate options you can buy for this kind of money. And this is not yet the kind of market where it's too late to enter or that's already overheated. Right now, the prices here are very good. To help you get more information, I run a YouTube channel, remember? Yes, 126,000 subscribers, where I talk about the benefits of buying property, share how we live, how the girls and I relax, how they go to school, where we spend our leisure time, and which historical landmarks we visited. Our website only features up-to-date listings that you can view. The properties are sorted in order of increasing price. If you need more information, or if you're already ready to go, for example, to Mersin, there's a direct flight on Sunday, then please visit our booth number 23, which is located right here. There, I made it in time. I usually talk for a long time, and I'm ready. If you have any questions, I'm ready to answer all of them. About Mersin,